Hail and well met. Welcome to the Dungeon Scrawlers, one of our episodes of the Westgate Destiny game. I'm so excited. This is the culmination of so much that we've been doing on this show, specifically our main story. Westgate Irregulars are wrapping up their story. This is the first main part of it. If you watched during Extra Life, you caught kind of like the prequel to the Westgate Destiny story, but here we go with the main stuff. I'm Eric Scott V, the DM of this particular game on this particular stream. And going forward, we're going to be doing, we're finishing up this, and then we have a bunch of cool stuff planned for you in the future. I want to take this opportunity to tell you about one of our sponsors. That is Norse Foundry, that makes very cool metallic dice. They're metallic because they are made of metal. And we have a giveaway that is for the Dead Man's Gold set. It's a set of 11 dice, an extra D20 and 3 extra D6s, because you never know when you're going to need to roll a fireball. So enter that, and we'll do a drawing at the end of the show. And other than that, take it away, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels Saga and Empire of Exiles. And I play Cecilia, who's, I guess, a warlock. I guess I'll admit that. I'm going to tell you about our sponsor.
Finally, yeah.
Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Farida, Havilar, and Mahen from the Brimstone Angels Saga. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Epic, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. If you type in the code at the bottom of the screen, you will get an Electrum Chest from Idle Champions for your very own. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, for more information, you should check them out at idlechampions.com.
Hey, what's going on? Oh, is it you, Rhiannon, or is it me?
It's Rhiannon.
It's me.
It's Rhiannon.
I was just pulling up my text. I'm Rhiannon Held. I have another sponsor to tell you about. Phoenix Dice, named for the creature that rises from the ashes. They reuse all recycled material. And you can find them, their dice and accessories, at phoenixdice.com. And I am an author under Rhiannon Held of an urban fantasy series, the Silver Series. I'm a space opera series under RZ Held, and in my day job, I am a professional archaeologist.
Nice. Ooh. I'm not as cool as Rhiannon, but my name is Yang Yang, and I play Stong MacGuck here on this channel. I also just want to give a quick reminder to everybody who just joined. We got a dice giveaway from Norse Foundry. Use !ticket to enter. Anybody in the world can enter. If you are not in the US, you will win a gift card instead. But, I'm not seeing enough entries going on in the chat, so chances are real good that you'll win. So enter now.
Definitely.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I play Sturge, arcane trickster and diviner. Day job, teacher, dog owner, stuff like that.
His dog is really adorable. It's true.
He's a good dude.
I mean, better that you said dog owner as a job and not husband. So,
yeah, no. It's something about, I didn't want a dog, but I like to hunt for mushrooms in the fall and the spring and the summer. And my wife convinced me to get a mushroom hunting dog. And
but does he find mushrooms?
He does, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the kind of mushroom. He's a truffle hunting dog. And we went through a whole bunch of training to do it. You can train any dog to do it. But he, it's just not that fun hunting for truffles because they're underground and there's a lot of digging, and then you have to sort through the dirt, and you don't really travel that far. Like the other kinds of mushrooms, you range for miles, and it's really fun. It's like a hike also. Plus, they're right there on the surface, so it's like finding Easter eggs. The whole, I don't know, the truffle one,
So does the dog not like truffle hunting, or do you not like truffle hunting?
I don't particularly like
Noted.
it. Honestly, I think he prefers the other kind of mushroom hunting too, because he likes to just cruise through the ferns and dive through the bushes, and you don't get to do that when you're truffle hunting. You are stuck in like 100 200-foot square area, sniffing
I've been
around.
truffle hunting.
You've
It's a
been,
lot
that's
of,
right.
lot of wading through wet ferns, waiting for a dog and telling the dog not to
Yes.
eat the truffle.
Yes. Yes.
Steven, where was this content in the before hangout?
About 8 million TV shows and what you would eat for $1 million.
You know, that's totally reasonable. Okay, fair. Moving on.
Yeah, let's not bring up that topic again. Moving on.
Hi, I'm Emily Tay. I'm a writer and game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed in the stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. And I play Caleb Amicare and Averial Bladesinger turned Necromancer.
A new record for how short the disclaimer can be.
Well refined, like a finely sharpened blade.
I've said it
Muscle
enough
memory.
times by now.
Yeah. All right. So a couple of the Westgate Irregulars were involved in the little prequel game, and very big things happened. But one of the people who was involved was Artemisia, and she was only involved for part of it because at some point she decided that she needed to go find someone to enlist their aid in what she sensed would be an epic conflict. So this is a question for Aaron, in fact.
What's that?
When Artemisia uses her dimensional magic from the stone book to find Cecilia and teleport to her location, where is that?
Strongly suspect it is in the witch house that she cobbled together and lives in, which may not be parked in the Briar House side lot, because if she has to teleport, she might be not in an expected place.
Okay.
The forest?
A forest of some kind?
I don't know. It goes where it wants.
Yeah, that's true.
And the relationship that the house and Cecilia have is, you know, one of mutual respect and tolerance. So when it gets a wild hair, maybe you just let it go.
And how much attention would you say that Cecilia has been paying to the wanderings of the house in recent days?
A paranoid amount. Like, are there doppelgangers? Are there evil double selves from other dimensions? Her mom's ghost.
Okay, so you're not
but,
anywhere
you know,
dangerous then.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I think that's what she's paying attention to. And then there's trees.
Excellent. All right, and the final question is, does Artemisia have permission to teleport into the witch house or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so Artemisia, you appear in a comfortable but incredibly messy space. It's just disorganized, and you know, things are tossed around and put in various places. It just
Some of that is from the jostling of the house, for the record.
I mean, Artemisia's been in Cecilia's room in Briar House, so.
Yes. Well, this is like Cecilia's room, but like expanded to an actual house. This is very much Cecilia's space. Everything is exactly the way she wants it.
Yeah. I know where everything is.
And upon what activity does Artemisia find Cecilia?
I do not remember what Cecilia was doing before.
Some time has passed. How much time? Who can say? Some time has
You're
passed.
the DM? That's
Yeah,
your
well,
job.
I mean, if it were up to me, it would be like 6 months have passed. And I guess it is up to me. Okay, some months have passed. And Cecilia and Sarshan, when we last glimpsed them in the game, were leaving to take some time to work on their relationship and connection.
Okay. What does couples therapy in Forgotten Realms look like?
I suspect it looks like sitting in front of 4 talking animal heads who tell the same sentence.
No. Ew, no.
Okay.
Cecilia's embarking in trying to find a way to make the animal heads stop talking. which may at this point have devolved into an elaborate knotwork around their little jaws, because this is like having the 4 worst roommates.
All right.
Congratulations, all of you are better roommates.
What are these things?
In the witch house, around the center staircase, there are 4 animal heads, and this is how the witch house talks, which it keeps doing.
It has
was
many
not-
opinions.
It was not clarified in the original construction spell that was gonna happen.
Mhm.
And I don't think Cecilia is very pleased with the fact that there are 4 animal heads that essentially look out over her entire living space, including bedroom. So this is a
Blindfold.
problem that needs to be solved. Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried that.
What happened?
I mean, I don't know how they're getting them off. It's very upsetting. You throw a blanket over them and they can't see, but then they keep going, I can't see, and it's really annoying. So this is a problem that needs solving. You're just like prying the nails up and trying to get the heads off.
Okay,
You
so
brought this on yourself.
it is in that context that Artemisia appears in a poof of magic.
Oh.
Disperses around you, and you are here in this space. The witch hut is clearly moving. It's walking somewhere.
Cecilia, can the house come
Here,
back?
hold this. Hold this nail.
Okay.
I can't talk. They're in my mouth. If you hold them, I can talk. What's up?
We could really use your help. And I was hoping that she's like looking around at the witch house. It's moving. Is it somewhere near Westgate? I
don't
came
know.
here directly, obviously.
It,
Well,
it
we
just needs some exercise. I'm just letting it walk. Why do we have to go back to Westgate? What happened?
Well, so I should have rewatched the old episode. Has the Night King come up? Or
Yes. Okay, so to backtrack really briefly,
okay.
Myrin Darkdance was elected the Croamarkh of Westgate, the first democratically elected leader of the city.
Not Artemisia.
Dodged a
Not
bullet.
Artemisia, so you dodged that spear. And she was going to have her sort of investiture ceremony. People were calling it a coronation, but she's very clear that it's not a coronation. She's not a queen. At the they were going to do it in the market, but there are too many people who wanted to come, so they ended up doing it in the Quivering Thumb Arena, which is just to the south of the city. And there was some suspicion that the Night Mass meant to attack her at that event.
Okay.
Potentially the Night King himself might show up. And Illyra had asked you to go along, and if the Night King showed up, destroy him.
Okay.
So her terrible father wants to show up. I'm very here for messing with that.
Well, and also Myrin. I mean, we don't want anything to happen to her, and so
I mean, yeah, Myrin's basically a god, so I'm not super worried about Myrin. Except, on emotional level.
Well,
Shouldn't you just see him?
she slept for so long, and if she slept, then she can't be Croamarkh. And anyway,
She slept?
remember?
No, I super don't remember. I have not been keeping tabs on Myrin's problems. You might have noticed I had a couple of my own for a little bit.
It's true.
Speaking of problems, is Sargent there, or has he gone off somewhere?
I don't know.
Okay.
Very focused on this problem of taking the animal heads down. But if we have to go back to Westgate, Sarsha needs to probably be in the house.
Okay, you hear this loud bang from above, and then boom from slightly lower, and then boof, 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 oof, oof, and Sargent comes rolling out of the fireplace.
Fireplace.
I don't even ask questions anymore.
Sergeant Claus.
Ho, ho, ho.
Sorry, I heard a local legend and I wanted to try it out. Also, there were bats.
Are there still bats?
No.
You didn't eat the bats, right?
No.
I mean-
Sister Artemisia, welcome.
Why am I saying that sounds tasty? Anyway, we need to get back to Westgate and make sure that the night masks don't interfere with anything. And so, can you ask the house how fast it can get back?
Yes, although we're not on the best of terms right now. Cecilia is gonna go around to whichever head is still nailed down and be like, "Hey, untie its mouth.
Yes, mistress.
We need to go back to Westgate. Walkies is over."
Yes, mistress. We shall start. And then another one goes. And then another one goes. Another one.
I hate
And then the
this
fourth
house.
one says, back.
All I needed to know was yes, so cool.
Yes.
I
Sarshan says,
have
hey,
things to fix, and I didn't buy the homeowner's insurance.
Cecilia. He rubs it like some soot on his head. Cecilia,
Sorry, I missed that.
I learned something. Sarshan runs over to you.
Oh,
Sister Artemisia, do we need to return to Westgate quickly?
Yes.
Oh, Cecilia, I discovered a means of travel, a fast means of travel.
okay.
I tried to do it, but I'm pretty sure that it won't take just me on my own. Because, well, it's your hut, not my hut.
Could you like tell me what it is? Because remember we
right.
talked about saying the important part.
We talked about spitting out the important part, not being cryptic.
Yeah.
Understood. It's through the fireplace.
What have you been doing to my house? Did you do something to the fireplace?
I did nothing to your house. It was, he looks over at Artemisia. He leans in close. He says, it was her.
Who's her?
And even as you ask the question, you know immediately that he's talking about your mother, who is also your patron. Yeah.
Cecilia's gonna pull her sleeve up, and the mark that's still on her arm of the green butterflies, that's still there, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, she's gonna yell at her arm and be like, "You don't get to just butt in and change things about my house."
Green flames start flickering in the fireplace.
We're going the
Artemisia's
normal.
eyes are like really big.
You were prepared for the house to walk back, right?
Well, I didn't know where the house was gonna. I was actually gonna ask if maybe we could try to go back, the three of us, and let the house could like walk back to Briar House on its own, right? It knows it's
Can't
like.
encourage her. You cannot encourage her.
I mean, well, maybe you need some time apart, Sarshan says.
You keep doing the thing. What does that mean?
Oh, well, yes, I suppose using your mother's chimney travel would be encouraging her, but at the same time, if she's tied to the house, then it seems like you're moving away from her for a time.
I don't know at what point it became okay for her to be tied to the house. I don't remember having this conversation with her. But if it's very important that we get back, we'll take the stupid chimney, and it is not a vision that you should be involved.
The butterfly kind of like its wings rustle a little bit.
As soon as it starts moving, Cecilia pulls her sleeve down.
Artemisia is gonna go to the animal heads and be like sort of bow kind of a little bit respectfully and say,
Don't encourage them.
Your place at Briar House is waiting for you, and she's going to point to the rune on her hand that's connected to Briar House and be like, if you remember, so you can go back to it, right?
Yes, bronze wolf.
Well, thank you. And she's going to like bow again and then look at Celia.
going to be insufferable now.
I try to be respectful to my house. I don't know. This is a very strange conversation. I'm going to go for the fireplace.
I think the Briar House is a haunted house, right? Sarshan says.
Well, it's got a ghost, so.
Right.
The ghost of your creepy stalker.
I'm sorry. I tried to get him to move on. It didn't work.
That's not your problem. That's his problem.
No,
I've made
it is
that clear to
definitely
him.
his problem. He has not moved on. He is still in that house. Sarshan says, sorry, we encountered a priest of Sune who had some things to say about relationships. So I didn't understand them, but I like to repeat some of what they say sometimes to make it sound like I understand. Let's just go.
Oh my god.
All right, so you're going to take the fireplace?
Let's go kill some vampires,
take the fireplace.
sure.
Okay.
You guys using flu powder?
It's kind of like that. Anyway, so legally distinct from problematic content. Okay, so meanwhile, back in Westgate, where this dark and terrible and scary thing is going down, Stong heaves a huge tankard of ale in the air, celebrating his victory over the Night King. The Night King is dead!
Yeah,
Woo!
me!
The Night Mass no longer rule the night. Well, perhaps there are some who claim to do things in the night, but it's Stong Makguk and his friends who rule the night. Or something like that. You're a little bit drunk, it's hard to say.
Is this true?
Sturge has just appeared in the back room of the Purple Lady, where Stong is having his drinks. This isn't really a surprise. Sturge appears randomly at various times, almost all the time, in fact. Sturge, what have you been up to in the last couple of months?
Last couple of months, I've been speaking to a reflection of myself in the mirror. Spending a lot of time in front of the mirror.
2 months.
Well, he has a lot to argue with himself about, and both sides are arguing, so.
Shay Darksong, who's also drinking in the back room, looks up at Sturge, goes, Sturge, where did you come from?
I've been here a while. It was boring being invisible.
She reaches over and pokes at your cheek. Is that really you? Or are you the other one? Or are you the other one?
Ah, yes, now I see what you mean. Well, how can you tell?
I can't. That's why I asked.
I suppose
She just kind of lulls back on the bench.
Has she been imbibing?
Yeah, you see like 20 tankards on the table. Many of them Stong himself drank, but yeah, Shay has been drinking quite happily, quite heartily.
Stong, what is this about the Night King being vanquished?
Oh, Sturge. Oh, where'd you come from?
Well, you know, I've been here. You haven't been paying attention. You should pay attention.
Oh, well, I mean, it's great to see you. It's true what they say about the Night King. Vanquished him myself, along with Shay over here, and our other buddy, Blanya?
The door bursts open, and this woman in like all black with lots of tattoos and spiky black hair and a couple of swords comes in, and she's carrying like a tray of more drinks, and she says, Vane Blackblade, that's my name.
Oh yeah, Vane, have a drink.
Puts
Vane.
the drinks down. Not related to anyone else. She looks over at Sturge.
Sturge raises an eyebrow.
You are touched by the darkness. I like that. Have a drink.
I don't drink often, but I would like to hear the story of the demise of the Night King. Just in a few words. killed by poison, killed by sunlight, killed by what have you, stake in the heart? How'd it go?
Vane takes a drink. Killed by yon mighty Barth's mighty sword.
Sword.
Well, I did light him on fire once, but it didn't really. It was mostly the sword. She just starts drinking.
What more is there to do in this town if he's gone? We shall have to rely on Artemisia to make an ill-advised pairing with some devil or something to keep us on our toes.
Okay, so you're having this conversation when the door opens. It's very subtle. Like, this is often the kind of thing that would happen and you just wouldn't really see this person approach, but it has been long enough and you are talented and perceptive enough that you see this person for the first time, that this kind of thing happens, and it is Illyra showing up. She steps in, she's wearing black like usual, and she says, I see that 2 of you are here. This is wonderful. I came to thank Stong for his efforts, and I am always happy to see you, Sturge. Will there be a puppet show this evening?
If you desire. I must say I've put them aside for a while. I've been preoccupied, but perhaps that would be a lovely way to lighten things up a bit.
Of course. Yes, it has been some time. Anyway, I came to collect yon Sleeping Beauty there. She goes over and kind of picks up Shay along her shoulder, and Shay's like, yeah, I'm good. I could walk. Viewer, she could not walk. Illyra looks back to the 2 of you and says, are the rest of you gathering?
Gathering?
Yes, I had thought that, let me put her to a more restive place, and then I shall return. Wait for me. They head off. Okay. So it is at that moment that you hear some commotion out in the common room. Like, you've shared a few more stories. Sturge has told Stong about his interests in hunting truffles. Anyway, and you hear a commotion out in the common room, and a very identifiable voice that is clearly done with using this magic. And you go out of the back room to see first Artemisia come walking out of the fireplace, just appears in a puff of smoke, followed by Cecilia, who was the one speaking, and then Sargent follows behind her. And the 2 of you find yourselves in the Purple Lady. That is apparently where the fireplace magic led.
I'm just saying, I don't think that we need to worry about things being so fast. Like, sometimes it's nice to travel slowly.
Well, I thought that it was important that, well, this wasn't where I expected to end up, but all right.
Artemisia! Cecilia!
Stong!
Sarshan!
I brought her back. So
I am
help
Sarshan.
now.
I will go
Sarshan
give
says.
Stong a hug.
Yeah, Stong's
Perfect.
gonna run up to them. He's gonna try to sweep all 3 of them into one giant orc hug.
Sturge will give them a stiff bow.
All of you take 1 bludgeoning damage. And Sturge is here as well, and he's not even hiding. Sarshan says, I see Sturge. Do you see Sturge? Does everyone else see Sturge? Is it just me? Have I gone mad?
Sarshan, would you mind getting us some drinks?
Of course.
Something purple.
Aha, purple. He heads over across the dance floor, which again has these long purple tapestries hanging down. Well, they're really just like billowing silks that move to give the place a sense of movement. There are not that many people dancing. It is not yet nightfall, and the place picks up after dark.
Random, you just said we had to come and stop the Night King from interrupting Myrin's not a coronation, but
well,
you guys are drunk.
That's been taken care of, hasn't it, Stong?
It sure has. Nothing could possibly have gone wrong.
Wait,
Wait, you defeated the Night King?
Well, I mean, not just me by myself. I had a little bit of help from Shay and from Vane.
Fane? Are you saying Fane?
No.
Vane.
No, it was somebody else. I met her briefly.
Are you sure it's someone else? I'm just gonna say maybe you should check into that.
Oh, you can ask her yourself. And then Stong points at Vane.
Yeah, Vane is leaning against the pillar.
Does she lean
behind
like
Stong.
Fane?
What does Fane lean like?
I mean, like Fane leans, everybody knows.
Yeah, that's true. No, she does not lean like Fane.
That doesn't really tell us anything.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna still give her a skeptical eye. I'm gonna say to Stong, listen, when we book you at other taverns, you did this solo. Unless they ask, I won't ask you to lie. But we're gonna lead with you're the guy that defeated the Night King. Huh? Maybe you got a song about it?
I will say that Vane looks very, very familiar to you. Like you know her from somewhere, even if you have.
Where I know her from?
Make an intelligence check, just to see if you remember.
Can I do an insight check on
That
her
rolling?
too? In terms of like,
I did not roll well enough, I think.
Oh, that's okay. The DC was not super high. Cecilia, you're not really sure. She's definitely very familiar. You can, yeah.
Keep one eye on her.
Okay, Sturge, you could do an insight check on her if you like.
I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, she. Okay, so this is what you can determine about her. She doesn't seem aimed at you. Like she's clearly a dangerous person, but she doesn't seem like interested in hurting you in any way.
Mm-hmm. Vane, is this true about the Night King? I was in full belief until Stong said, what was it you said, Stong? You said, what could go wrong or something like that. And that all of a sudden put a doubt inside me.
Oh yes, he's dead. Again.
Yeah, we've heard that one before.
Well, I did light him on fire and then Stong hit him with a sword. He did come at us in the daylight, which was very strange. Not a good strategy.
Doppelgangers.
Artemisia, what did you believed that he was still here and there was some threat?
Well, I left them when they were on the way to make sure that the ceremony went all right, and I hadn't heard any of this. But in the daylight, you were saying? And that's strange?
I wonder if it was truly him.
Vane is kind of toying with this glass of something dark and black. She says, yes, he had some sort of spell. All his vampires did that protected them from the daylight.
Well, sounds like Westgate's doomed. If you have vampires that walk in the daylight.
But we
But
saved
no
them.
king.
All of them?
I seem to
lot of
think that
them.
one escaped, but she was very small. Probably not too threatening.
Oh, the Duchess of Poison, or the
Oh, Venom. That was the one.
That
Yes.
one's a big problem.
She's not easy.
Do you suppose they might be interested in revenge?
I
don't
mean,
know.
yes, I would think.
She might
Not
be-
on us, though. I mean, I don't know if they care enough about us.
Oh, I'm more worried about Myrin.
Yeah.
She's been quite upset ever since that incident. She doesn't really seem like herself.
Sarshan
Did you check her with your
comes
true
back
sight?
with a tray of drinks.
Yeah. Did you look at Myrin with your true sight, Stong?
Stong did have true sight at the end of that event. So
She didn't look any different. Like, she didn't look like she had some kind of illusion magic or anything that you just saw through. Because you would have seen through it. She did see. Make an insight check, Stong.
How fast can you make someone into a vampire?
She did
17.
seem very troubled.
Oh, no.
Almost like she realized something or like made some connection that was very unsettling. And the Night King did say that he was her father, which is kind of a traumatic thing to be Darth Vadered in front of the whole city.
Yeah.
But then he's dead. Maybe she was upset that her father's dead. That's what your insight check gets you.
What?
And she continues to be upset to this day, as far as I know.
What about Illyra? Isn't Illyra her close companion? Why
You
don't
can
we
just
ask-
say lover, Vane says from behind you.
Oh, I don't shy from that word. But I wonder sometimes if they are still lovers or if they are merely very close ex-lovers. I don't know. I haven't seen them enough. But fine, sure. Lovers. Why don't we ask Illyra? She is here.
Exactly. Sarshan says we should ask them about their personal, passionate, and emotional business.
Oh,
No, that's
No, we should not do
no,
that.
no.
He says, no, we should respect their privacy and their boundaries.
but ask about Myrin if that's something we're worried about. I find it actually I'm going to break with custom. He picks up one of the purple drinks off the tray and have a beverage in the raise this glass to the end of worthy and yet vile and unworthy foe, the Night King, to Stong and Vine and anyone else who had a hand in it.
To the Night
Hear,
King.
hear.
I mean, not to the Night King.
Stong clinks his mug with everybody else. He takes a big gulp and he looks around the room and he like sort of counts the heads of everybody around him. And then he goes, "Oh, we seem to be missing somebody. Does anybody know what happened to Calith?"
Hmm.
Oh, I just assumed she was off being spooky somewhere.
Has she been around Briarhouse at all in the last
If
few
you
months?
look right above your head, she's hanging there.
Upside down.
So Calith is doing her best Surge impression in the rafters.
What is the panda-headed thing right here? I gotta zoom in on that. There's a
Panda-headed thing?
There's a
On the-
person. Oh, sorry. Nope, that's a tiefling. Sorry. I thought it was a panda.
That is the Raging Sorrow, in fact, who was just drinking very heavily and like ignoring you
I'm like,
entirely.
damn, is there a panda race now that I didn't catch? Okay.
I mean, probably. Yeah,
This isn't
like
World
this
of
is the
Warcraft.
fury. This is the the furry decade of WotC's products. All right. So, yeah, she's just drinking very heavily. She says, "Good, good. To the heroes who vanquished the Night King." And she spills most of her drink, and then she drinks it.
Right.
We
Actually,
had
a
this
cheer-
conversation.
A cheer goes up around the Purple Lady, and people applaud.
Calith, welcome. Sorshan, would you mind getting Calith a cup of dust or whatever it is she likes to drink?
I would like to clarify, she's not actually hanging up there like a bat. She's
Oh.
probably
Oh,
Oh, would have been such a great entrance.
Hey, I took you very seriously.
Well, I was trying to think of a reason she'd actually be up there. She's probably like picking up all the chicken bones that people threw up there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Sarshan comes over to Calith, and he's like, all right, what can I get you? Blood?
I'm not a vampire.
Life energy?
Are you offering?
Caliph?
But
No,
hi.
I am not authorized to offer.
It's okay. I still have some.
Like
She
that,
still
we
has the
don't own you.
I'll
Evil
just
Pokeball.
get you some vodka. Everybody likes vodka. And he heads back to the bar.
Well,
Bane has joined Sorrow and is now drinking with her.
perhaps I should go up and see if I can bring Illyra down here to join us. What do you think? Just
I
give
think-
me a moment.
Maybe we want to go in the back room,
Yeah,
not
to
have
talk
this
about
conversation
private stuff.
Right.
in the general area of, you know,
Back room.
So you're
your
just
weird
starting.
ex-girlfriends.
You're just starting to suggest that, and you're starting to move toward the back room because it seems like a very reasonable thing. When you hear a cry, like a pained cry, and you see a very drunken Shay staggering down the stairs,
Uh-oh.
and she looks like she has seen a ghost. Like she's even paler than usual, which means that like her skin has the consistency and color of long rotted bones. And she sees you, and she just kind of staggers a few steps, but is clearly going to fall over.
Stong rushes up to catch her.
Okay,
Okay.
good, because the noodle arms can't.
Noodle arms. Oh, I'm going to catch you. Whoa. All right. Yes, Stong, you catch Shay. She sags into your arms, and she says, Illyra, she, and then kind of like swoons.
Do a quick little examination of her. Like,
Okay.
Check her neck pulse, that kind of thing. I guess that would be medicine. Mostly I just want to.
Yeah,
sort
sure.
of,
Make a medicine check.
Wow, I'm really lagging here. I don't know what's going on. But
You're like, yeah, it's human bodies. Poke, 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 poke.
15.
Yeah, all right.
Nice.
Is she
All
injured?
right. She does not appear to be injured. She is missing some hit points, right? Mechanically speaking,
Mhm.
but you don't see any obvious wounds on her. She seems very drained, like exhausted, tired.
Like someone drained her life energy.
Possibly.
Caliph, where were you?
Caliph
before
perks
you
up.
came here?
I was up in the rafters. You all saw me.
No, we literally didn't, though.
Well, then you should have looked up sooner. Anyway,
I mean, I
Would
feel
a-
like if you drained her energy, I'm assuming you had a good reason. I just, figure we should check.
Would a
What
healing
if it-
spell help?
Possibly.
I have a very bad premonition.
So I will say that all of you have had enough experience with vampires and fighting vampires and being hit by vampires and being drained by vampires to recognize that this is similar to what might happen to you after you have been assaulted by a vampire.
Stong recognizes that, and then he like flips his head up to the sky, and he says, "I said nothing could go wrong." And then he's going to rush upstairs.
Okay.
Given the familiarity, I feel like, can I do a knowledge roll of some kind to know whether a healing spell would even do any good for that?
Yeah, make a knowledge religion check or just an intelligence check.
Okay.
And yeah, you can have advantage because you're pretty
good.
familiar with vampires. So
Because that first one was not great. That one is much better. Okay, 17.
okay. So not really. Mechanically speaking, when a vampire drains you, they reduce your maximum hit points. And so just a conventional healing spell won't fix that. Just like rest and lots of fluids will fix that.
Okay.
Sturge
Waste
is
the
going
spell
to
then.
ghost up behind Stong stealthily.
All right, so the two of you head upstairs. You've been upstairs in the Purple Lady many times, but the hall is especially quiet and still, like there's some creeping dread in this place. The shadows are long, and the door that leads to Illyra's chambers is standing ajar.
Slip inside.
Yeah, Stong
Okay.
just rushes to the door.
Yeah, I mean, Artemisia's not staying downstairs, but we should do something about Shay. Like put her in her room or seated somewhere, or at least so.
Well, Sarshan comes
I'm
over
definitely
to
team,
grab
like,
her.
Let's grab Shay and take her up to her room.
Okay. All right. Yep. She ends up in Sarshan's arms. He lifts her pretty easily.
Okay,
Okay.
if Sarshan's handling it, then I say we go to Illyra.
All right.
Liz on team run upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Team run upstairs. All right. So you two menfolk are upstairs, and you're headed into Illyra's room, and the ladies are falling behind.
Oh wait, no, I'm with the running after the vampire.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I missed that we saw the vampire.
Well,
Or
you
assumed vampire.
Oh,
you just kind of like recognize the signs of being drained in Shay. Like that's what appeared to be going on.
yeah, okay.
All
You're
right.
gonna go see if you can find a vampire.
All right. Sturge,
Yes.
you slip in, and then Stong just like shoves the door open behind you and comes in as well. And you see Illyra sitting at her desk, and she's wearing like a nightgown, like she was just going to go into her trance, right? And she's just sitting there looking at the window, and then she looks over at you, and she has this kind of beatific smile on her face, and she says, it's over. It's all done.
What's done?
She stands up and walks toward you.
Whoa.
Illyra.
Vampire now. She a vampire now.
Sturge is not letting her get
She
close.
reaches for Sturge's face
Stake her, stake her.
Stake her, stake her,
with
stake
her
her.
very, very bare hands.
Yeah, no, she's the freaking vampire. And
You don't see any marks on her neck or anything. I'm just pointing that out.
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay, Sturge, you dodge out of the way.
Yep. I
Can
say
we perception check her?
Sure. You,
Anything
or
seem
you can make
amiss?
an insight check, or either of those would tell you something.
I'm gonna try perception. He just wants to see if there's anything like physically off about her. Oh, dirty 20.
She seems a little drained the way Shay did, but she seems happy, which is a weird thing. You've never seen Illyra happy. You've seen her like relieved, perhaps, or contented, but never happy. She seems actually happy, like she's smiling, and her smile is a little bit weird because you've never seen any sort of expression like that on her face. Not a real, genuine smile, which is what this is.
Oh,
Anyway, she misses Sturge, and then she's reaching for Stong instead. Do you let her touch you?
Oof. Man, Stong. You know, Stong hasn't seen her happy, but maybe he thinks that she's just finally happy for his victory. So he will, yeah, he'll accept her. Be like,
Okay.
oh, you're just happy and celebrating. Yeah.
She
give me
reaches
a
up
hug."
and she touches Stong's face with one hand and then with the other hand. And like she
Whoa, we're not
touches
that
his
close,
face
friend.
experimentally. And then she goes, and then she kisses Stong, like jumps up and kisses him.
Whoa, can I dodge?
Yeah. I mean, it just lasts for a second. And then she's like,
Give her the cheek. Friend
Yeah,
zone.
that's fine.
There you go.
that's
There you
fine. You friend zone Illyra. That's all good. And then she's like, amazing.
What has happened?
It's gone. my spell scar, it's gone.
Where did it go?
She sits back on the nearest chair and then kind of like, it was Myrin. She found a way to cure me. Finally.
But what did you or Myrin do to Shay?
Are we back in the? Are we in the room yet?
Yeah, you've all showed up in time to see, Illyra kind of like hugging and trying to kiss Stong, but he's like, no, we don't have that relationship. And then Illyra sits down in the chair.
Sturge isn't going to do a lot of talking, but he's ghosting around the edges of the room looking for evidence of other individuals there or something that may have transpired.
Okay, make an investigation check, please. Okay. So you're pretty sure there was another person here. You can vaguely smell the lingering perfume that you associate with Myrin. It smells mostly like soap because she likes that bath that's in her tower. And with a faint undertone of kind of like burning ozone because she also likes her magic.
He'll say, Myrin was here.
What happened? Sorry.
Yes, she healed us. She looks at Cecilia. She says she healed Shay too.
Shay does not look healed. Shay looks
Perhaps.
drained.
But her spell scar is gone. Her body will recover.
Maybe need that spell scar for some things.
Well, she needed it to allow me to touch her, but now that mine is gone, it's
Wow,
not
you guys
necessary.
Have a lot of very complex relationship issues.
It's very
that I didn't
complicated.
know about.
Sarshan nods. They have boundaries.
So the
That's
power to
not
do
what
this
that means.
Oh, sorry.
Myrin has is new. She couldn't do this before. She would have. So what gave Myrin the power to do this?
And why did she bounce off when she did it? This happened like since you came upstairs. You were going to come back downstairs. Why are you dressed like you're going to bed?
Yeah.
She was here. She was waiting. She was so beautiful and
None of these are
intense.
Okay. Maybe Illyra also needs to lie down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Illyra
maybe
does.
she needs to lie down. And we maybe need to figure out. So Caleb went after what we thought was a vampire.
Who helps Illyra lie down?
Okay, I'll help Illyra lie down.
Okay. She kind of touches Cecilia's hair and runs her
Okay.
fingers through it.
No, we're not
She's
that
like-
kind of friends.
I'm sorry. It's just it's been so long. I'm sorry. I should not. I apologize.
Okay. I am glad that you are getting to experience being a whole entire person, and I understand that this is a lot for you. I
I knew you would understand.
Yeah. Why don't you lie down and
Yes.
We'll get you some water and we'll find out what happened to Myrin.
Okay. I think she said she had business to attend at her
This is-
tower.
Doesn't seem weird to you that Myrin showed up here, did this to you, and then immediately left. Your
Well-
wife came here, did something earth-shattering to you, and then left.
Illyra gets this kind of funny little smile. She says, well, it's not like this is the first time she's done something earth-shattering, but that's not the point. That's not the point.
Giggity.
She was very
you guys
busy. She
have
seemed very
sex,
intense.
Get it.
She seemed
Okay.
very intense.
Are you guys having trouble or something? This seems like a very weird thing for her to just drop on you and leave.
Not at all.
But
Okay.
didn't you report that she was very upset recently? Artemisia, was it? Who
Yeah,
was
what's
it
that about?
that?
Well, after the battle with the Night King, you know, he did tell her that he was her dad. And then after that, instead of being happy that we defeated him, she seemed really distant. Not her usual cheerful Myrin self.
So,
Does Ilra have an answer to this?
Ilra has kind of like nodded off.
okay, Artemisia's gonna even so like pull people a little bit to the side of the room. So, I mean, it shouldn't be, but magic is weird. What are we thinking about, like, inheritance here?
What inheritance?
Okay,
You inherit vampirism?
Night King. We killed the Night King. Song killed the Night King. And he's Myrin's father. And, like, vampirism isn't heritable. But
Cecilia's thinking, I technically have 2 dead parents right now, and I'm 1 for 2. It's not very pleasant. I mean, I don't think that's how it works, but this does seem extremely weird. Maybe we should ask Shay if Myrin's the one who did whatever to her. Also,
Can we
we
just go
should
ask
maybe.
Myrin?
Hmm?
Can we just go ask Myrin?
I mean,
Good.
it seems like it could possibly be dangerous, but also would, like, probably be where we end up eventually. So
This is my question. Listen. I love Myrin and Ilra and Shay, but if what this actually is a weird relationship problem, I don't want to get in the middle of it. If it's an actual problem of vampirism and stuff, I am here. But if we're just helping them work through their problems, there's better people for it. I barely can work through my own problems. And so if Shay can tell us Myrin was weird and, sucking the life out of people, that's really important. If she gives us a weird vague answer, we're kind of exactly where we are. And if she's like, no, they do that sometimes. Myrin's been working on this and she can't deal with complex emotions, it upsets her and she runs off and sits on the roof because people do that sometimes. Then, that seems like useful information.
Stong, would you make me an intelligence check real fast?
Okay. 7.
7. Okay. I will say that your 7 is still sufficient because you've been thinking about like what happened in the battle. You're struggling through the drunkenness, and you hear the voice of your little halfling scribe who is constantly telling you details. And you
Dodger?
remember this one time, Meyer Doug's character. You remember this one tiny detail, which was that during the battle, and you can see this in the chat, Doug mentioned this. This is why I'm giving you this information. There was this little
Thanks,
like
Doug.
Michelangelo moment between the Night King and Myrin.
Oh, shite.
Like he was reaching out and it just touched her just a little bit, and something seemed to happen. What happened? You don't know. You've been drinking a lot.
Now that I think about it, friends, was a moment during the Night King's defeat where he reached out his hand, kind of just brushed Myrin a little bit. But, that was probably quite harmless.
I knew it.
I mean,
Dun-dun-dun.
do you think?
Okay.
Do you think
Are
he
we
could?
all ready to stake Myrin?
Yeah. Do you think he could have passed something on to her at that point with just like a little touch?
It wouldn't hurt to at least prepare some stakes.
This feels like a question for the necromancer.
Yes.
Hey, Liz. You
And the
passed
necromancers-
vampirism. Oh, is she not here? You're just chiming in as Emily?
No. I thought she was here.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying no, Kayla's not here. Sorry.
Just gonna say, in my professional opinion, it wouldn't hurt to prepare some stakes. This sounds very, very suspicious.
But-
Her professional opinion. Yeah.
Well, but we
Okay.
have to try to save Myrin, not just like roll in and kill her.
I'm not saying roll in and kill her. I'm saying we don't need to die rolling over for the Night Queen.
Well, do we know that she's doing bad things? Isn't getting rid of the spell scar like a good thing?
I mean, yeah, maybe, but that was weird.
It was weird. Had a bad
Yeah, I
vibe.
mean, we need to check it out, I think.
We can go talk to Myrin. I'm just saying, we already have clues that she might be a vampire, ready to pick up her father's mantle. And when you have an evil father and you go, yeah, no, I'm gonna do that, you might be switching sides. So it's not a bad thing if we go in with stakes prepared. I'm not saying that's our first line. I'm saying we have them in our back pockets, so we're not fools.
Was the moment of touching at his death? Or was it during the fight, in the middle of the fight?
Closer to his death.
Did he seem himself after the touch?
Eric, what do I remember about? It was like as he perished, right?
Oh, he was
Like
dying.
right before he perished, yeah.
Yeah, like he touched her and then you hit him one last time with a sword and he turned to dust.
I wonder if it isn't so much that he could pass on his vampirism. I've never read anything to that effect, but what if he possessed her? Or was somehow able to piggyback spirits? And that's what's troubling her. I've never heard of any vampire being able to, they have to bite and suck and trade blood, and that's not
Knowledge check if that sort of thing is possible.
Sure, go ahead. Arcana or religion check would be sufficient.
25.
25. Yeah, there are spells that do indeed transfer over somebody's life force or mind into someone else.
Oh wait, do I have
there's
one right here? Life transference.
Yeah, you might actually know that spell. In fact,
Wait a second, this sounds really familiar.
That spell take to cast.
It's instantaneous.
Oh
So-
my god.
Explain, what's the effect of the spell?
Normally you give your health to heal someone else. But I suppose
Nice of him.
I suppose you could use it to, if you didn't care about your body crumbling away to dust, since it sounds like it was headed that way anyways, you could jump all that remained of you into your target.
And then take them over.
That I don't know. That might
I
be
mean,
something else.
wouldn't Illyra have noticed? And Shay.
I mean, if she shows up, does a spell, and then leaves, who knows? So if we're not gonna go wake up Shay, we should just go talk to Myrin, I think.
Yeah.
And be prepared to fight a vampire.
Well, I mean, the other thing that's like on my mind is like, even if he transferred himself into his daughter, why is he getting rid of their spell scars?
Is this? Is it gonna?
Oh,
Do
she's
we know that it's
eating
gonna
them
stay
or
permanently
something.
gone?
okay, you hear
We
footsteps.
don't know anything.
You hear footsteps out in the corridor. Like solid someone in armor walking toward you. And you hear a voice which sounds vaguely familiar, like someone that you might have met at some point long ago, saying, "Lady Nathalan, are you there? You have done something to..." And you see this half-elf woman standing in the doorway, and it is Livia. If you remember Livia, she is a lieutenant in the Eye of Justice.
Mm-hmm.
She shows up and she is surprised to see all of you there.
Are you allowed to just march into private residences? Because I think that's actually outside the city charter.
Just to clarify, did we? Are we
Stereotypes.
all like standing in a line between her and the bed so she doesn't actually see anything?
Yeah, basically.
I'm happy to snap into a line as soon as we
She
see
says-
Livia.
Yep.
I have personal business with Lady Nathalan. I see that you do as well. I will
He's asleep.
asleep.
I mean, trancing. He's trancing. Just
you
call it
hear
sleeping.
Illyra snore from the bed. Like she's definitely slipped all the way into sleep. But yeah. And
Fun
Livia
fact,
says,
sometimes elves do that.
Livia has like hot points of light in her cheeks, and like she seems very upset. And she says she did something to Kaylin, and I came to confront her.
Kaylin.
Does Kaylin have a spell scar?
Drained him, right?
Kaylin.
Kind of like a
She
vampire.
look-
No marks on
Yeah,
the neck.
she looks over at Artemisia like, what? Why would you say that?
Why can I not remember who Kaylin is?
Kaylin
Shadowbane.
Shadowbane?
Oh, right. Yes. Oh,
She says, yes, he does have a spell scar. That is much of the source of his strength. And her eyes wide. Is that what she did to him?
We are conducting our own investigation, so maybe we should look into that.
We
So
can
Livia
take
is
it from here.
Livia is carrying her two-handed mace, and she just kind of like squeezes her hands on the haft, and she says, can I help you?
That hasn't gone well for us in the past.
I mean, maybe Kaylin needs your protection more than we do.
Mm.
We could go take up his case to Myrin herself.
Well, I did bring him. If you wish to inspect him, would that help you with your investigation?
yes.
Yes.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so she takes you back downstairs. Sergeant is still standing there with Shay, and he says, I wasn't sure which room I should put her in.
Okay. Yeah.
The only room I know that she rests in is Lady Nathlin's room. Should I put them together?
Yeah. What? Why not?
All right,
Yeah.
he heads upstairs. All right,
And we can't talk to her. She's asleep.
she's
Okay.
she's asleep. All right, yeah, Livia leads you back to the private room where you were trying to get in the first place, past Vane and Sarah, who are definitely drinking quite heavily. And there, lying on the table, is Kaylin Dren, completely unmoving, staring up at the ceiling.
Is he
Snap in front of his
conscious?
face a couple times.
You see his eyes move toward you?
If
And
I
then
swing my
back
hand
up to
like
the
I'm
ceiling.
gonna slap him, does he flinch?
No.
If I pour some wine on his face, does he splutter?
Like his
Poor
his
guy.
lips move a little bit. Like kind of like a twitch, but that's it.
Mm.
Don't drown him, Kaylin.
It's just a little stream.
All right.
Didn't get
He-
into his
I'm
nose.
trying to give him a drink.
He was cursed from birth, Livia says. He feels so little, and his spell scar, it amplified it, but also protected him.
Okay.
Well, no, this doesn't
so-
sound like a spell scar got transferred over to him then.
Do you know where his spell scar is?
She flushes a little bit. Well, I mean, I did ask the once, and it's like, all right, it's on his stomach.
Okay, I'm gonna pull his shirt up. Is there a
Yeah.
spell scar there?
No, you just see like this bare stretch of brown flesh.
Do we have two options here? One, he lied because it's actually somewhere much more sensitive, or
He
something ate
didn't
his
lie. He didn't lie. Livia says, I saw it.
Do we know anyone else who has a spell scar?
Myrin.
Aside
Unless
from
she
it.
now has like 4 spell scars because she's eating everybody's spell scars.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking is happening.
But
I
anybody
don't know that we've
else?
ever met anybody else with a spell scar.
Oh, so she's not taking them. Well, she's not just removing them. She's taking them to use herself. Is
I
that-
mean,
We don't
maybe
know.
I'm a little biased in my assumptions, but I feel like that's on the table.
Doug made the point
it
in the
makes more
chat.
sense.
Or yeah, Doug made the point in the chat that there's a smooth expanse of brown flesh with a great set of abs. I should make that clear.
I've seen better.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not
Sergeant's like,
Artemisia's type.
yeah, he clearly limits his diet to yes. Sergeant has returned.
Okay, so we're back on go talk to Myrin because Kaylin is not going to tell us anything that happened here.
Mm.
And Livia, you didn't see anything, right? Or did you?
He did have a visitor. I could
Okay.
tell because when I came in, the room was slightly different than he usually keeps it. There was somebody in the room with him. I didn't realize it until now, but yes, you're right.
Can I describe Myrin's scent to her and then see if she
Ooh.
smelled that?
Mm-hmm. She says, yes, a noble woman, a person of means, a spellcaster. Myrin Darkdance. She makes the connection. Levy is pretty smart. I should confront her. She gets real determined.
No.
You're emotional. Not a great time to be making decisions. You should let us
Yeah.
confront her for you.
Yeah.
And you are not emotional.
No. Mm-mm.
Isn't he your friend?
It's an acquaintance.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
The guy's lying. The guy's lying paralyzed on the table, and you're like, ah!
But
Allies.
Right, it's fine.
blink
It's fine.
twice if we're friends, Kaylin. And I'm gonna look at him like, don't you fucking blink.
He looks at you like,
See, listen, we're just passing acquaintances. You're the one that really cares about Kaylin. Can you really trust anybody else to sit here with him? Keep him safe.
And
I will
you
not
should-
even have you make a check. She's like, yes, you're right. You're right. I should do that.
And you should keep an eye out for Shaydark Song and Lady Nathlin too.
Yeah,
If I
protect them
must.
All right. So we're going to Myrin's?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So now
Sure,
that the
makes
party,
mistakes on both
now that the
ends.
party has determined their next step, we will take our break. And when we come back, Darkdance Tower. So queue us up for a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly. Don't go away. More in store. Back. Thank you for sticking with it. And now we are ready to get to the next part of this epic first part of our finale. It might be the entire finale. Who knows? It might all go sideways. Or this is part 1 of 2. Anyway,
Like my green screen.
I wanted, yeah, like Steven's green screen. Sturge has gone slightly out of phase with the physical world, and he is getting it back in line. And while he does that, I'm going to remind everybody about our dice giveaway for Norse Foundry. We are giving away the Dead Man's Gold set, which I shared a link to. I probably don't still have it open, but they're gold with kind of darker numbers and metallic dice. They will damage your table, and do not drop the D4 because you will find it, and it will be with your foot. On that note, does somebody else want to announce a thing, or are we good to go? Going once, going twice, game on. Okay, so you have made your way to Darkdance Manor. The gate opened easily for you. It seemed to be operating under instructions to let anybody pass, but it did speak up in recognition of you when you approached. It said, the Westgate Irregulars, heroes, champions of Westgate, be welcome in this place. And then it opened.
Thanks, Gate.
Did you take the carriage?
Do we
Sure.
still have
Yes.
the carriage?
The carriage was suspiciously, conveniently waiting for you outside the Purple Lady.
Wait
not-
a
are you-
minute. Who's
Are
driving
you
it?
still seeing
No.
Artemisia?
No. No.
Artemisia.
No. You know me. Wait.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was with you until you said, "You know me," Sarshan said. Anyway,
We can
all
have
right.
that
So,
conversation later once we've determined whether Myrin's eating people's spell scars.
so you take the carriage and it drops you off in the roundabout area in the garden in front of Darkdance Manor. It looks a little wilted. Like usually it's full of huge flowers and trees, like things that grow much larger than they should in nature. But it looks slightly poorly maintained, neglected, if you will, overgrown and just kind of sad, really. You hear voices from inside the tower, loud people making some kind of argument. And as you approach the stairs, the voices trail off and everything is silent.
Do we recognize, like, is it a woman and...
I feel like we can recognize Myrin's voice for sure.
You did, okay, you heard like a man, an old, dignified, like noble gentleman sort of voice. Oh, well, speaking. And then you heard Myrin go, ugh, and then silence.
Uh-oh.
Did she just smoke somebody?
That wasn't ominous.
Should we rush inside or should we sneak
Wait,
inside?
I would
Did
like
Sturge-
to
Which
cast
Sturge?
Armor of Agathis before we go any farther.
Yep.
Dirk would like to ghost up there invisibly and sneaking as well.
Okay.
Man, I think... which of us would Stong think Myrin would want to take over the most? If she had the
Celia.
chance. Celia?
Ooh,
What if-
interesting question.
What if
Cynthia.
Caleb disguised herself as Ilora?
Oh.
Intriguing.
Just to see the reaction
With the spell scar?
with the spell scar.
Okay, so there's an armor of Agathis. There's a potential disguise self as Illira.
Okay. Stong is gonna mind blank Cecilia. It's a protective spell, despite what it
It
sounds
sounds like, excuse me,
like. Yeah.
You're now a
Ugh.
vegetable.
the inside of my skull itches. What was that?
Well, the next 24 hours, I hear. You're immune to psychic damage. Any effect that would sense your emotions or read your thoughts, any divination spells, or any sort of charms will not work on you.
Hello.
Also,
Not even wishes.
Also, Stong. will
Sarshan
know-
also looks excited. He's like, this is perfect. How do I learn that spell? I want to cast it on Cecilia all the time. Yes. Huh.
Okay. Okay, so I'll go in and try and get her on our side. Is that? Or we all go in? What happens here?
I'm
Well,
going to go in
Yeah.
no matter what. I'm just
Sturge
going to go.
reconnoiter.
Church has already gone in.
Mhm.
And
I was gonna say,
Cecilia's talking to everybody else like, what's the plan?
Artemisia is like undoing the back of her coat so that her wings are free if she needs them.
Hmm.
Because she can't just like tear her coat. So that's what she's doing. To
but she
protect.
has this nice semi-backless dress that, you know, has perfect accommodation.
Well, she wears like a shirt and leggings, but yeah, the
Mhm.
shirt is cut like all
Gotcha.
the top.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Very fashionable sorcerers.
I mean, yeah.
Go for broke and also true sight Cecilia. So double buff.
Ooh.
Okay. Neither of those is a concentration spell, so
Nope.
yeah. Just buffs are coming out. Anything else?
Telepathic bond. Let's go. Also not a, also not a
We are
concentration
gonna
spell.
be ready, man.
Yep. We can read each
Okay.
other's mind, but only the thoughts that we want other people to hear.
Up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range. Who do you link?
All the irregulars plus Sarshan.
Also, Sturge is going to cast See Invisibility on himself.
Mhm.
Why not?
Okay. Are we ready?
Mhm.
Okay, let's
All
go
right,
in.
ready.
Sturge's intent is to get in there very quietly, look for this other person, and probably use spider climb to get up on a pillar, halfway up a pillar, so that he's got a good look around the whole room.
Cecilia's intent is to go in and draw a lot of attention, so
Sergeant's
not really
intent is
necessary
to go
'cause
right next to
Sturge is
Cecilia and protect her.
godlike in his stealth. I know you don't need it, but I'm here for you, man.
It's always
Okay.
good.
Lilith is just gonna walk in as Ilra and see how she reacts.
Okay.
All right, so we head in those doors.
Okay.
Go, Myrin,
All right.
you home?
So the tower, this round reading room is the main central hall of the tower. And when you go into it, you can see the shelves all around you. And there are numerous reading desks. Desks set up specifically for people to just take their time and read books. The shelves go numerous levels up toward the ceiling. And you're pretty sure that the only way to get to some of those shelves is by flying, which, Myrin kind of does on a casual basis from time to time. And there are people sitting at those desks, noble, wealthy merchant types who are sitting there looking distressed, along with guards, numerous folk in armor and with weapons. I see that Deckard Kane did a sub, so thank you very much. You have interrupted flavor text, so good on you, buddy. Sorry about that. That was just timing. And all these people are sitting stock still, staring at Myrin, who is sitting in the middle of the room, kind of lounging on one of those seats. And she says, and she looks over at you, and it doesn't seem surprised. And she says, "Oh, my friends, welcome. I was just growing bored of this council."
Yeah, I hear this is your job now. Congratulations. With this true sight, do I see anything weird about her?
She seems totally normal, although you can see that her eyes, which typically are kind of iridescent blue in color, are purple and black.
What color were the Night King's eyes?
Arcana,
Mostly black.
Is there a reason for that we might know? Like, that's what happens when you
Worship Shar. That's an Aaron answer, not a Cecilia answer.
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check, sure. 17. It could be any number of things. It could just be that she, altered her eye color because that's what she felt like doing. It could be that that's the color of her eyes all along. I mean, she does have, Cecilia does have true sight, which would show her the original form of something.
This is how we learn Myrin dyes her hair.
Any invisible creatures in this room?
No, you do not see any invisible creatures in this room.
Okay.
Myrin says, "I assume Sturge is here."
I roll.
Probably. I'm not his keeper. Thank God. That job would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Lilith, as Ilra is gonna walk closer and be like, "Hi, honey."
And Myrin looks at
I'm definitely
Caliph,
to stay reasonably close to Caliph for that.
and she says, "Did I do something to warrant this deception? This attempt at deception? Is this a game? I do like games."
Yeah, can you guess what the rules are? It's one of those.
I think you are meaning to attack me, but I'm not sure why.
No. Listen, let's be real here. We all live in Westgate. We all know how this city works. So everybody at every moment has the expectation they might have to get into a fight in their back pocket. But it is never the first order. And let's be honest, Myrin, it is definitely not the first plan with you. You're so nice and incredibly powerful. We just want to know what's going on. Ilra said some slightly concerning things. I will be honest. Are you guys having trouble?
No. You misunderstand.
Yeah.
But I haven't explained, and I know you don't like being cryptic, so let me explain.
Also, don't. There was a chance to monologue, and I feel like I walked into that. Those were inside thoughts.
She can't read your mind anyways.
I am myself. I wish to thank you, Stong Nakuk, for making this possible. My father contained the last memory that I needed, that made everything fit together.
Oh.
In a good way.
Got it.
I suppose that depends on your point of view.
Do we know anything before about who and what Myrin was before? Because we do have, like, there was that weird
Bits and
time.
pieces.
That's that weird time where she went after Sturge and called him someone else's name, and
That did happen,
murder hit on him.
as though she was having some sort of dream back to her previous life. And she says,
she's just talking in a way that feels like it's gonna turn out poorly.
you, Cecilia, you of all people, I think would understand. To have your mind manipulated and your memory stripped from you, to have someone seize control of your life and your destiny.
It's a lot to work through.
I wish only to free people. I have freed Ilra from her curse. I have freed Shay from her dependence. I have freed Kalen from his... Poor Kalen. I have freed him from his suffering.
Is that going well? That didn't seem like it was going that well. He doesn't seem like he's not suffering.
It is unfortunate. He is such a fool. But he is a relic of an older age, of a different time. Of a Westgate before, not the better Westgate that I will usher into place. Stong, you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, this monologue is going uncomfortable.
I'm through that telepathic bond inside my shielded little head. I'm gonna go, guys, she's got the villain tone going. Well, that sounds wonderful. Actually, it sort of sounds like our villain is introducing edition wars, and I don't know how to feel about that, but okay.
Myrin does stand, and she paces a little bit.
I mean, maybe you should tell us about your plans, because we have, long thought there were some improvements that could be made, and
I'm so glad you asked that, Cecilia. I'm so glad. That's exactly what I want. I want you by my side, all of you. In fact, she gestures around at the people who are frozen, held in place by magic.
Aww.
This is the new council that they forced upon me. You see, there was an election, and they chose me to lead the city, but these wealthy folk who think that their coin translates into influence have decided that they need to be my council. But I would much rather have a more competent, more useful council. Would you be my advisors?
Is Artemisia going, no, I just escaped politics.
Yeah.
And she lifts up a hand and she says, Artemisia, I understand. I apologize. I should not have asked that of you. I only wish I want us to remain friends. That is all.
Why would we not be friends? I'm always concerned when people say that because it feels like there's something they're hiding.
I suspect
We
that
shouldn't
some
hide
of
things from each other.
she smiles. I suspect that some of the things that I wish to do will not please you.
Such as?
I'm so glad you asked. She raises her hand, and you see these trails of energy just kind of like connect her fingers to several of the people sitting at the little tables, and you see them start to pale and wither as the energy flows into her.
You need to stop that, Myrin.
These folk are
People.
well, they are technically people, I will grant you that, but they have built their fortunes on hatred and manipulation and, well, I can't say I'm a lot better. It's true, but I don't think power should reside in the hands of those who are quite that terrible. Will the city miss these folk? I think not.
Their children, their spouses.
They'll get over it. Anyway, those
Okay.
people are reduced to like skeletons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we can't save those people. I think we should get the hell out of here and make a better plan. Say
Agreed.
pineapple if you're with me.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
I don't know.
Caleb, are you
There's
trying
a
to take the skeletons with you?
there's a turn order up there, and Myrin's already on it.
That is the most meta I've ever heard. Like,
Yes.
okay, let's
Sturge, you
let's
have
be
this
honest
moment of
here.
like, hey, there's something happening.
I just
And-
want to be honest here. Cecilia knows plane shift. I could pull all of us out of here, and we could go to the Feywild and make a plan, and you all know that. And we could have a fight, but knowing Myrin and how watching Myrin fight people goes, I feel like it's going to be real futile. And so we can do that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, one of the things that I know Cecilia can do is plane shift. And if I need to do that in initiative order, I will.
And
But it is what I am offering to all of you through our psychic bond.
what Sturge is thinking is, damn, she is almost godlike. We do not want to face her in her home. That's where she's strongest. So, yeah, plane shift sounds good to
Are
start.
you suggesting we plane shift her too, and we like all go somewhere that she's at a
Ooh.
disadvantage?
If
Because I don't
you
know what that is.
could.
Can we just plane shift her away and then burn down her house while she's gone?
We can, but I have a feeling she's going to resist it.
Yeah.
We could try.
There's also the ring. If we want to save the plane shift, I don't know how many plane shifts.
Okay, yeah,
Cecilia
one a day.
has. Yeah. If we want to save, I mean, the ring's going to
Go in
be.
your ring, and then
there.
your ring falls at the ground, and the mirror picks up the ring. We're
Yeah.
all standing around like making faces while Myrin is
So,
training all these
so
people.
as you're thinking
Exchanging
to
looks.
one another, Myrin says, I want to thank you, by the way.
Oh,
If I had never known you and you had never involved yourself in my affairs, I never would have remembered myself. None of this would have come to pass. And I spent so many years locked away behind that other.
the one that
Myrin.
everybody liked.
Was
Yes.
kind. And
Yes,
Do you like yourself right now?
I do. And
Dang it.
for some reason, I feel this great pleasure in you seeing me for who I am.
But what if we don't like what we see?
I'm starting to go back to my possession theory.
Well, then that's very honest of you, Caliph, and I appreciate that.
Get out of
Isn't
here.
there any
Everybody's
part of
voted plane shift. I feel like that's where I'm
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
So what is it to be, said Celia Delviskaya? Will you seek to seize my power from me? Or will you flee, as you flee every problem?
Okay, I know that you think that makes you clever, But I also know it's a lot better to run from something that you can't beat in the moment rather than beat yourself against it because your ego got inflamed.
True.
Sometimes in a relationship, we have to step back and do what's right for the other person and sit with that for a minute. And then I want to cast Plane Shift.
How long does Plane Shift take to cast?
Oh no.
One action.
Okay.
Oh, God. 10 minutes.
God, I would scream.
That would have been funny, but she says, very well, I shall be waiting. And you Plane Shift away. Where are you headed?
Oh, that's a really good question. And the best thought Cecilia had was the Feywild, because sometimes that's not the worst. And the other thought that went through her head was the Astral Sea, and then she remembered the Dreadnought, and she didn't pick that one. So Feywild, because guys, there was a lot going on, and
Feywild it
I
is.
don't think there's a lot of planes that are a great option. But I'm just glad she didn't counterspell me.
Nope, she let you go.
Yep, that's nothing I do. Is the result of my own choices. It's all these stinking villains.
Oh no, it was definitely your choice. She just didn't stop you in any way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on a different map.
Okay. Can I do a retroactive insight check?
Sure.
Was that her or is she possessed?
Make a check.
That's what I'm trying to. Ooh.
Haha. That was definitely her. She seemed more legitimate and more real than ever before.
So all that airheaded stuff that she was before was it wasn't a mask, but it was her
Missing part of herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Serge,
Yep.
do you remember when Myrin called you? Gosh, I forgot his name. Thing with C.
Paradise.
Yeah,
Paradise.
and was all like creepy and tried to kill you.
That
Maybe
was,
make out with you. It was all very confusing when you told this story.
That
Do you
was
think-
when I struck the chalice.
Yeah.
I think that's how I stopped her. I think she was under its effect. That's at least what I thought at the time. I cannot recall the details, but
I
yes,
don't
she
know.
was. It seemed though in that moment that she wasn't she like in a coma essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was in a semi-dream state, and it was because she had touched the chalice, I think. So I felt like she was under some other force. I didn't feel like that was her, but you're
Okay,
saying
but just thinking back, because I don't know if everybody else got the same vibe, but she definitely had the drawling villainous kind of thing going on. And when you told us about that, when she was all kind of in a weird dream, it just sounded similar.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe that's who Myrin's always been on the inside.
That makes me really, I mean, Sturge, you said you feel like you're missing memories. Is that what everybody is? We're only good because we don't have all of us? That doesn't seem true, but Myrin, I wouldn't have said that she would become evil because she gained the rest of herself back.
Yeah, good point.
Okay. Do we know anybody who knows enough about Myrin to be able to tell us what she used to be like? I don't know if anybody knew her.
I mean, we could have asked Myrin.
Yeah, okay, but she was getting very
Sinister.
provoke a fight kind of.
I mean,
And maybe we could, but okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think we can defeat Myrin in the normal sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
And having done this, thinking we could fight Lilton, thinking that we can just show up and throw down, especially when it's Myrin, where ideally we would fix her and not banish her to another plane, bereft of all her, powers. Ideally, we not have that happen, but I don't know how to do that.
We could just. Can we find a way to remove her memories again? That last memory?
Does that feel weird? Like, is that a good act? I don't know.
How can we do that? Like,
I have a spell.
Lobotomy.
It might be a
Called
little bit
lobotomy.
like casting a fireball to light a campfire, but I could cast People Might on her, and then she would definitely not remember.
I could buy her a lot of ale.
We need information.
I think so. But I mean, I also just want to point out the fact that, like, A, she did not attack us. B, she asked us to be her
You said
counselors.
pineapple.
I did. But
She turned everyone else in the room into skeletons without their consent.
oh, I didn't
Consent
realize
is
you
very
always got
important when it comes
consent.
to
I love that
skeletonizing.
about Caleb. I love that about Caleb.
That
Even
was-
though I think it's fuzzy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
How did she do that? That's a kind of godlike power.
Caleb, you guys are the book learning ones.
I know of no spell that could
22
drain
knowledge roll.
20 people.
How did she do it?
I'm gonna give Emily a 17 on that roll with my portent.
Your portent.
Yeah.
You first saw this conversation. All
Yeah.
right. Sarshan has nothing intelligent to add, but he is going to go stand next to Cecilia and hold her hand supportively.
Artemisia wants to pull Sturge aside as much as possible. And she's going to like glance towards Cecilia. So if you catch that, it's clear who she doesn't want to overhear. But then she's going to like focus on Sturge. When we were looking for, Cecilia's home village, and you found her father's notes.
Yes.
Her father did stuff with memories and taking things from people.
Oh, yes, he did.
Do you still have those notes?
Yes. Yes.
Wait, but I'm not part of this.
Yeah, so no, Artemisia is like
Sorry.
only talking to Sturge.
Are
Emily,
you,
what
Myrin is
does
delighted at this callback.
Yes.
Emily?
I'm
What does
very into
Caleth?
the moral complexity of it.
What does Caleth get with the 17?
27.
27.
Wow.
Okay, so you were observing while Myrin was doing that because A, amazing. B, like very complicated, and C, her tattoos, right? Her whole body is covered with these black arcane swirling tattoos, which glow blue when she's activating her spell scar or powers related to it, and they were glowing blue. So you are pretty sure that that thing that she did had something to do with the power of her spell scar, but it was also a spell that she cast, which is your brain is starting to ache a little bit because you realize that that is a more powerful spell than any mortal should be able to cast.
Jeez. Okay.
You can
Like-
do that to the rest of us. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yep, pretty much.
Like there is a particular name of this spell, and I'm going to look it up just to make sure that I get it right.
The legendary.
It is basically a legendary spell. You're thinking back to your library studies and myths and stories that you heard about, and okay, there's this spell developed in ancient Netheril that was a myth. Basically, you just assumed that it was just a story to to kind of teach you about how necromancy might work. And it is called Eolim's longevity. And it functions by draining the life essence from others. And for each person that you drain the life essence from, your own lifespan is increased by 1 year.
Interesting.
I mean, that's not a lot of years for like a lot of people that she killed.
I'm also kind of like, was Myrin not already kind of immortal? So why is she picking up pocket change here?
When Cecilia points that out to you, Caliph, you realize that maybe that's why she was immortal in the first place.
Oh.
Been doing this all along?
Yeah, I think
Does she
Myrin
used to
was
be a
okay.
god?
This is all right. I'm gonna fully admit this is gonna sound like one of my crazy paranoid theories, but hear me out. I think Myrin used to be a really evil spellcaster of some sort. Something happened. Her brain went haywire. She didn't remember any of it, right? So then she's the sweet, happy Myrin, who's also a powerful spellcaster. She didn't forget the wrong stuff. And now she remembers, oh wait, I used to be evil, and for some reason has decided that's the right choice.
What if Myrin is actually a god? And then
They were
her
all
memories
screwed.
got locked away, and that's
Which god?
Whoa.
became the Myrin we knew.
Well, I mean, if this spell originated in Netheril and she's super freaking old, do you think maybe she learned it from the source? Like maybe she was
Maybe.
around in Netheril?
What are we gonna do? Time travel to Netheril? I don't want to do that stuff anymore.
Sarshan looks a little distressed and he says, I can kill many things. I can kill demons. I can kill dragons. I cannot kill a god.
We don't know any gods that are good for killing other gods, do we?
I think
Could we-
Shrindlar isn't gonna
Yeah,
be
no.
the way to go there.
I mean, if we lure her into the astral sea, couldn't we kill her? There's
So-
plenty of dead gods there.
Artemisia is gonna kind of like elbow into Sturge a little, like you adjust it.
Right. So perhaps we have to fight fire with fire,
You know
and
we're god.
I would not be able to wield it, but we do have your father's notes, Cecilia, on how he took power from others, and although we don't want the power, we could maybe drain her.
Put it in a Pokeball.
Or just the key memory.
Just
Just that key memory.
okay. What you guys just have had that.
Oh, well, yes, I mean, they're in my spell book somewhere.
We did think that you would want them, so
I don't think anybody should have that stuff. I thought that stuff was gone. I thought the witches took that stuff. We
They,
didn't talk about this, right?
don't
I just assumed this didn't come up before.
not from Artemisia, that's for sure.
Sarshan looks troubled, mostly because Cecilia is troubled.
But he...
Maybe it was a bad idea. I
no,
don't know.
wait. Because it's a better idea than trap Myrin in the astral sea.
Wait, Cecilia, really?
Well,
Like,
okay, listen.
Think about how you felt.
I know. How do we get Myrin back? though.
Cecilia wasn't innocent. Myrin is not. If you have to use the Dark Lord's tools against him, then so be it.
It was good when she had fewer memories, I guess, and
At least she wasn't malicious.
I mean, is she malicious right now?
She drained a bunch of people!
What do you think you just saw, Stong?
I mean, I guess I can't stop thinking about the fact that Myrin, when she lost her memories and had a completely blank slate, turned out to be that sweet, loving Myrin that we all knew. So
Right.
which one is the real Myrin? And maybe there's some way that Myrin, that's the real Myrin, the sweet one, is deep down inside her.
Well, maybe we can pull the evil parts out, is the question.
But that evil part is also a part of who she is.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. What do? We fight the bad guys. We fight them all the time. We kill them. We don't try to rehabilitate them because most of the time they don't want to be rehabilitated.
So
did you stop and ask the Night King if maybe he wanted to be a better father and stop draining people's blood and running the city?
I mean, is this memory block even permanent? Is there some way that we're just kicking the can down the road, and then once it becomes undone in the future, she'll be even more furious? At least right now, she's willing to talk to us civilly.
Well, I haven't seen the notes, so I don't know. And I think if you thought that was civil, you maybe missed a few nuances. Because I think there was definitely an underlying threat there. And maybe I'm just paranoid.
She drained people who were not working for the good of Westgate. And when we disagree with her, when does it become us who are not working for the good of Westgate?
We haven't even heard what her plan is for Westgate.
Well, it starts with killing all of the people she doesn't like.
I promised I was not going to bring this up, but I kind of have to now. Can we think of anybody else who decided a good way to fix Westgate was to murder the council? Are we talking about Myrin here, or are we talking about someone else?
And I guess that's why I feel this way.
But we had to pull the evil out of you to get you back.
Yeah, we didn't just talk to you. We took the book away. And if this memory is Myrin's book, then talking to her is not going to do anything. We have to take it away again.
She says it's a memory. Do we know for sure that it's just a memory and it's not some other influence working on her?
For instance, her father's spirit.
That would be a very good thing to figure out. I think it would be a good thing to figure out what all that spell that Lazar had does. And is it permanent? It would be a good thing to figure out what is happening to Myrin and what do we need to do to fix it. And it would probably be a good thing to figure out when it comes down to it, how do we take her out if we have to?
Sargent raises his hand.
Yeah.
I wanted to be clear that I do like Myrin, and she is a good person and a good friend to all of you, but we are pack. Is this truly our responsibility?
Maybe not.
There is a lot of room in the witch hut.
Whoa.
Thank you so much. I've been waiting for that invitation for so long.
Oh no, let me be clear, Sturge. The witch hut is Cecilia's. I cannot invite you.
I only need the attic. The attic room,
I am speaking hypothetically. All right.
I'm sure
there are guest beds, there are hammocks upstairs.
Now,
I've said that, but we
if the ceiling's a little low for me in the attic, I might have to do a little
after you let the bear move in.
It was a good bear. There are good bears. All right. As this conversation is going on, Strong, your brain tingles as you're getting a sending spell.
Oh.
Okay.
And it says,
I accept this click call.
It says in 25 words or less, "Hi, Dad. I'm in Westgate. Myrin is the Croamarkh. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, shit.
And she's asked me to be her apprentice. I'm going to accept. Love you."
Yeah.
Guys,
okay. I just had a thought. You know what the easiest solution would be? If she's possessed. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. If she's possessed, exorcism. that will be the easiest. That's much better than trying to figure out how to get certain memories out of her head. We got to find out if she's possessed by her dad's spirit. And now, what is this? Mirabelle?
Sarshan raises hand more urgently. She has Mirabelle. Forget what I said. We are going back, and I am killing a god.
Okay, stop for a second. Stop for a second.
Stong, tell us what she said.
Mirabelle sent me a sending. She's gonna become Myrin's apprentice.
Here's a
That-
question.
Hostage.
Is worrisome.
I don't recall how many people know anything about Mirabelle's mother.
Hmm.
Just you.
And Sturge? And I
Say,
thought Artemisia was there
maybe
too.
you know a god.
Yeah, I mean, Artemisia was there, but I don't recall like the ins and outs of who was in any conversation. Rhiannon knows. I mean, would they have discussed it? Because
I have
then
no
we can
idea.
just say that Artemisia knows because she was there.
This is your Mirabelle though. This is not alternate Mirabelle, I'm assuming.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Eric, yes?
Unclear.
Oh.
No.
I feel like you should know that.
Yeah, I feel like I would know, right?
Or is it a trick? I mean, let's just admit that as an option.
I can't risk it.
Okay.
You send me
So
back
you're gonna go back.
by myself if you have to.
Okay. You're gonna go if we don't go with you.
Look, this is a trap. There's no reason to panic
Okay.
now.
Here
It's my
is-
stepdaughter. I have to.
Precisely.
Okay. Listen. I can't plane shift us back until I've had a nap. We can go back, but we can take this time to prepare and figure out what we're going to do, because going in there and just letting Myrin beat us to hells and back so we know that she's basically a god is not going to be a good move for us. She's not going to hurt Mirabelle.
Yeah.
If she's going to make Mirabelle her apprentice, we just have to, make sure we don't leave it too long.
Yeah, that's
But
a long-term harm.
fundamentally, unless somebody else has a way out of here, you guys got to wait on me.
Stong, do you send any response to the sending?
Ooh.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Out of there. Tell her to get out of there.
Mirabelle.
Study hard and don't annoy your teachers.
Auntie Kayla says to keep your head down and don't annoy your teachers.
Pineapple.
Excellent.
Does she know pineapple? You can tell her pineapple.
He raised his daughter, right? She has to know pineapple.
Also, eat your pineapple.
But I also feel like he doesn't want to tip her off in case she acts weirdly.
Oh.
Yeah, legit.
Is she? Okay. Is she clever enough to know that she shouldn't act weirdly though?
She is a smart girl.
How much do you trust your daughter?
Trust her completely. All right. Yeah, don't forget to eat your pineapples, especially around Myrin. Please. I'll come visit you as soon as I can.
Okay.
None
I
of
have
us
a
have a
question.
way to send Stong or some subset of us back from the Feywild, right?
This is the Feywild?
I had to plane shift us to another plane,
You are in the Feywild, yeah.
so I picked
Okay.
the Feywild.
So
yeah,
there's a
we're-
forest around you. The trees grow exceptionally large. It's daylight, but it's shadowy daylight. Those of you who have low light vision, dark vision, you're fine. Like, especially if you have elven heritage or are an elf yourself, totally makes sense. Sturge, you are increasingly uncomfortable in this place. Like it's humid. You're starting to sweat.
Mm-hmm. Caleb, your crystal, your soul crystal thing, if Myrin were possessed by the spirit of her father, if that were the memories that she's referencing, if that were code for these memories, for him. Could you suck him out of her with one of your soul crystals? Or do you have to kill them first? Kayla.
Emily, can you hear us?
I don't think she can.
I don't
Can
think
you
so
hear us?
either.
Or she has the best poker face of all time.
Can you hear us now?
Hi.
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 Can you
Okay.
hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
I am Sarshan, Sarshan says.
Hi, sorry.
So Sturge was asking you whether the soul crystals you have would be capable of sucking a possessing spirit out of someone, or if you have to kill them first to do that.
They're not actually crystals. They're just these glowing balls of energy. It has to be as they die.
Oh, so much for that.
Well, so
The
you were
only-
mentioning exorcism. Is that a particular spell?
I think it's a cleric spell, yeah.
Do we need to go make friends with a cleric?
Go draft a cleric.
Yeah.
Go find out what is Bogar up to.
Can we read a cleric scroll? Can anyone read a cleric scroll? A bard can, can't they?
Potentially.
We still don't know if she's possessed. I feel like that's step one.
Well,
Like,
yeah, sure, but
and here's the question. I guess like this is, I'm gonna just make an Arcana check. Do we know how to tell what exactly is afflicting Myrin? Like, is there a way to tell, is she possessed, or is she cursed, or is she finally, feeling her whole self after millennia?
All right. Cecilia has spent a lot of time around mind control, gaslighting sort of magic,
Yeah.
and you can recognize the signs. And a couple of things. One, you have arcane sight. You can tell when things have magic going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
Myrin seemed to have like a minor protective spell on herself,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise no other magic on her.
Okay.
And she did not seem to be possessed. There was no lingering enchantment effect on her or a
Wow.
necromancy spell other than the one that she cast.
That is good info. I passed that along. Like, I don't think she's possessed. I'm still thinking, evil sorceress. Secret evil sorceress. Listen, any of us could turn bad. It happens.
maybe she won't be that bad.
Hey, you guys all remember what Kayla said about that spell and sucking people's life out? And
Well, look. I've just purchased a townhouse in Waterdeep. Maybe we go
no,
and
because
this
but then
thing
we're
blows
leaving
over.
everybody.
She's got Mirabelle.
Rebrand
Got
as the
Mirabelle.
Waterdeep Irregulars.
Rebranding, yes.
Just say Mirabelle. Sarshan nods in agreement.
Sturge puts his hand on Stong's shoulder and says, I'm sorry, I understand.
Look,
I honestly don't think she's in danger.
I mean, the rest of you guys don't have to go with me, but
I
going
have to go
back.
with you.
We're not leaving you to do this alone. But I
You
just
saw-
really think we should think this through. How we're gonna do
saw-
anything.
You saw what she can do, Stong. You wouldn't make it 20 feet.
But I have to try. I have to do
Really?
something.
But she's not in immediate
Okay.
danger.
Maybe
You don't know
we
that.
just go in there and tell Myrin that we discussed it and we've decided that she's really the right person to lead Westgate, and we're taking Mirabelle to brunch. And then because she's in the city and you missed her so much, and we jump in the witch house and go to Waterdeep. I don't like that plan either. We have to grab Lathaga first.
We could
Well-
pretend to be her advisors.
Yeah, we can try.
We could do it for real, at least for a while. And if you really don't trust her, you could search for a weakness or something in the meantime. and maybe use that time to dig into who she was.
Now, we might learn
Okay.
some things by living and working with her for a month or so. Maybe
But what
she-
happens if we tell her something she doesn't like?
well, then we apologize and grovel and back away.
Well, we see if she decides to kill us or not, and that just tells us, whether she can take honest, constructive criticism or not.
She froze everybody she didn't like and then sucked the life out of them. I just want everybody to really remember that.
I wonder what will happen when Illira learns. Maybe Illira's
I'm a little
Okay.
worried that Illira's not just gotten her spell scar cured. She seemed a little off, I feel like. But that means we have to go back and help Illira too, because...
at least we'd have an ally.
All right.
mean,
Okay.
Spell stars can change personalities, so maybe she...
Maybe they're all totally new people. I did not foresee a world where I would be terrified of Myrin and want to give Illira a hug. But here we are.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to tell Myrin that we're going to side with her and we're going to hope that Myrin doesn't see through it. Yeah?
I know I suggested it. I don't think I can. I'll go right to the purple lady. I can't pretend with someone like that.
Okay.
Well, we could say that we're not entirely comfortable, but we'll give it a try and see if in fact her ideas are so anathema that we can't in conscience serve. Just be honest about it. That's what
I mean,
Honesty, Shoshin says. Lies are poison.
she'd believe
Secrets
that
are
more.
poison.
She'd believe that more than if we were like, hey, we're totally into,
Mhm.
what you got going on here. The trouble is that I can't. Those nobles. I mean, any of them could have been my father if this was Aglarond, and all of you seem very happy to just be like, whatever, screw him. But-
No. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you're right, but
You are
can't
right,
pretend.
Shoshin says.
But Aglarond isn't a cesspit of corruption. And
Yeah, but if we go there, Marsalea is going to be up in Artemisia's business
what I'm
and by
saying
extension.
is, I mean, it's possible that Myrin has a point, that everyone
Fate
in
worse
that
than
room
death.
was a complete douchebag, and cut
yeah,
the
we
head
never,
off us.
we
Sergeant
never
raises his
witnessed a noble do anything good for the people of Westgate while we were there, did we?
Gotta crack some eggs to make an
Like-
omelet,
Sergeant.
I respect all of you. You are pack. I love you, each and every one of you. Her especially, points at Cecilia, but all of you in general. And I will not tell you what I think you should do or what you should not do, but I believe in you. You have saved me and saved the universe as I understand it. If anyone can reach her, it would be you. Right? This would be the perfect solution. If you can convince her to stop, that would be the perfect solution. No violence. I don't have to try and kill a god. It would all work out best for everyone.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
I'm sorry. I did not mean.
When
I
we
think
go
that's-
back, I'm gonna offer her a friendship montage. And then learn everything I can about her past.
I do not know this word montage.
Reading books, making cookies.
And maybe there's something there that we can explore. And we can keep your memory plan as like a plan B.
Mm.
Yes.
Pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read the notes and like
Okay.
ready that spell.
Lazar's
Lazar's nest.
lasting lobotomy. That's what it's called.
Wow.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Sarshan looks at Cecilia. I will do whatever is required. I will be with you as long as I can.
That sounds very ominous.
Well, I might die. You might die. You know, I can't control everything, but I will
Okay,
stand with you.
okay. I will accept that in the spirit it was offered,
Well,
and
thank
I
the gods.
appreciate you too.
Good.
And I don't like thinking about you dying, so I'm going to ignore that part.
You know, I think that since we have defeated the Golden Raven, if I were to die, it wouldn't end the universe.
You know,
So that's an advantage on our side, right?
yes. And as the cleric pointed out, I am going to acknowledge the positivity of that statement.
Good.
Please don't die.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Great. Okay,
I will
we're on the
not.
same page. I love you. I'm going to take a nap now.
You
Okay.
two are very good at using I statements. I feel like it's of progress.
I am glad you think
I
so,
definitely
Sturge.
imagine this like couples counseling, just really, really trying this cleric of Sune's patience. Like, what is wrong with the two of you?
Well, how long do you have? It is a long list.
How deep is your belief in the truth and healing power of love? No,
Yes.
they're lovely. They're adorable. Anyway, Cecilia's gonna take a nap and get her spells back.
And I shall stand watch. Sarshan perches on his haunches next to Cecilia.
Have we agreed then to go back and be honest and say we'll give it a try and then hopefully get close enough to her to try to
You will
Oh.
go get close to her. I will go and talk to Ilra and not be doing anything with trying to cozy up to somebody who's really evil, but you feel like you need to work with them because they have power over you.
We're gonna need you though.
You're gonna have to do some like run around the back end. You go talk to Ilra, yeah, and figure out if she knows anything and see if Ilra's been, mind controlled and stuff. And
So you realize that the ground is trembling slightly. And then a shadow looms out of the trees. And the witch hut towers over you.
That's cool.
Your house is really, awesome.
it's
Briar House
Yeah.
can't do this.
Its legs bend and flex as it goes down, sinks down to the ground.
Sturge backs up and looks up there at the attic window. Just kind of gazing.
Artemisia waves at the house. Hi, house.
The house kind of like shakes a little bit.
Thank you for coming to get us. I appreciate it.
You hear from inside the house.
Oh?
Maybe we
Does
can
your
move
house normally
upstairs.
talk to you?
Yeah. Hey, maybe you could help me move the animal heads upstairs into the guest room.
You could put them on the outside of the place.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
on all the cardinal directions.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, I need to sleep, but I have some books about making houses. Don't mind what the paper is made out of. I stole it from a hack. So maybe it has something about how we move the heads. But you're reading my dad's creepy notes, so we can do that.
Okay.
And she stomps up into the witch hut.
Sarshan looks around at all of you and says, yes. And then he goes as well. So you take a rest.
Yeah, but I think Stong wants to tap Sturge on the shoulder as they're like walking in, and Stong's going to. He's not bringing him to the side like in a secret way, but he's kind of like not talking in a way that like people can overhear easily. And Stong says, Sturge, what about your brain damage? Is it Is there a physical element to it?
No, I don't believe so.
Ah, okay. Well, then I
Why?
can't do anything.
Oh,
If there was some piece of it that was missing, then I possibly have a solution for you.
Stong, I believe I am a fragment of a larger being. And that's why my memories are fragmented. If I were to join with the other fragments of myself, I would become myself.
Whoa. Maybe I need to restore my own brain because you just blew it.
It's a theory. It's a theory.
But then how would we do that? How do you know? I mean, I'll try anything if it'll help Mirabelle.
I don't know. Mirabelle, what does Mirabelle have to do with this?
Well, she's my daughter, and Myrin has her.
Yes, and the brain damage?
I mean, if you became your true self and that somehow made you much better at dealing with Myrin, then
Yes.
would benefit.
Perhaps it is time to bring the whole gang together, as it were. There was that fellow stuck in the mirror. Remember him? The other Sturge. I believe he is one of the fragments. As to rejoining us, I don't know. I have thought about that quite a bit. I wasn't being facetious when I said I spent a lot of time gazing into the mirror.
What have you tried to rejoin yourself? Do you
Well,
touch your own image?
yes. Foolish things like that. I pressed my face against the mirror. I pressed my hands against the mirror. I tried every incantation I could think of. Everything but break the mirror over my own head. Maybe that's what I should do.
Cecilia must have mirrors here.
Yeah. Okay. So are you all headed inside the hut and
Yeah.
finding places to rest and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I just
Artemisius-
assume Cecilia has ended up in her bed because it's her bed.
Yeah, that's the first choice. If
Right.
everybody is gonna stand around and talk and not take a long rest, because honestly, who's tired right now? Then she might go up and take one of the hammocks.
Okay.
But I
Well,
think preferentially she.
If
goes
it's
down
the
there.
bed, Sarshan perches on the end of the bed, keeping watch. All right. What were you saying, Rihanna?
Oh, I was just saying that Artemisia is going to be the wolf because it's easier as far as like being comfortable when there's just like floor space or something like that. And she's not going to like be acting out or anything. She's just going to like, because dogs can sleep anywhere. She's going to find somewhere to
Okay. Sturge, after your discussion, Stong, you find sleep elusive. And sure enough, Cecilia does have a mirror. It's got a long crack in it, but it's a mirror.
It still
and you-
works.
Yeah, it still works mostly. And you see yourself, but the version of yourself that you see has both hands.
Did the one like the one in the mirror? I forget where that was. That was
In the Argent Palace.
It was in the
Argent
Argent
Palace.
Palace. It was in the depths of the abyss.
Yes. Is this the same one? Do I see the same marks? And
Seems like it.
how did you find me?
What, were you trying to hide?
No, not at all. But it's a long.
Then perhaps you should be thanking me. He comes and leans against the mirror.
How do we get together, brother?
Oh, well, we are incomplete, aren't we?
Hmm.
And by we, I mean you, obviously.
Well, I was a bit more active in. Never mind. Would this crack in the mirror be a boon to us? Can you come through the crack? If I put my lips against the crack and suck really hard, will you come through and join into me?
Do you wish to exchange places?
No, of course I don't. What purpose? I wish for you and I to join and be one, and
Well,
And
then
then
I'll
go-
need. I see that your mind is not quite as developed as mine, and perhaps I need to give you a hand.
I roll. And oh God, that was the worst pun ever.
That's why you rolled your eyes.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, ditto.
He holds up his gloved hand that represents, your missing hand,
Mhm.
and he just draws the gloves off finger by finger, and you see that what is underneath the glove is a rotted zombie-like hand.
One of us has been making poor choices.
One of us has been making the only choices. You are fighting a god, are you not?
Yes.
Maybe you need a god's power to help you. Maybe you need to unlock a god's power
You
within you.
do not have that hand.
I might not. I am but a reflection.
Go on.
Well, the guardian of this hand is sleeping right over there.
What?
Oh, yes.
Shit.
I'm loving all these callbacks so much, guys.
Yeah, it's very good.
Where is it?
Oh, myself.
Go on.
You will be able to find it. Just exercise that mighty brain of yours.
Sturge turns very well. Actually, he can just look in the mirror.
Keep an eye open for it.
Oh, really? There's an eye. It comes with an eye.
And now your reflection is just matching you.
Son of a bitch. Turns around. Who's sleeping behind him?
Cecilia is sleeping over in her bed. Sarshan has curled up on the foot of the bed.
He just said that someone is guarding it, and it's Cecilia or Sarshan. Is
Yeah,
that
he said the person guarding it is sleeping right over there. Sarshan's not sleeping, he's trancing.
Well, that would certainly change things.
Are you gonna detect magic on this mess?
Yeah. Yeah. Have to do a little
Well,
detect magic.
You find a number of magical things. So Aaron, where might Cecilia be keeping certain?
Oh, that is a good question.
She has
So,
this.
yeah, listen,
I don't
we
know
were
if you're carrying it around
separated.
in your back pocket all this time.
No,
so
she shoved it in her bag.
I do
That's
not
right.
remember this.
And then, I guess if the sort of story is like we've done, we fought the Golden Raven, it was very traumatic, and Cecilia and Sarshan went off to work on some stuff. She probably have not pulled that bag out in a while. So probably it's still in the bag, which is
Yeah.
I don't know, at this point, kicked under the bed.
Yep. So there's
Yes.
some magic coming from under the bed, and it is very powerful magic.
Yeah, Sturge is gonna have to exercise a little sleight of hand with the mage hand and just kind of ease that item out.
I also
Uh-huh.
need everybody to watch that episode if you haven't, because I amused myself very greatly going insane and putting the hand of Vecna in my mouth.
Yeah, that was
Which
a
one
real
was
good
that?
plan.
I need to see that.
I'll
Oh my-
find it and send it
In
to
your
you.
mouth? What?
I love Steven's surprise here.
It's great.
Why?
Yeah, I also love Steven's eagerness for magic items. Like, you look like a truffle hunting dog on the prowl.
So happy.
That's right.
Just like,
Yeah, so the bag floats over to you, no problem. And you greedily pull it open, and sure enough, you find a withered skeletal zombie hand.
Do I know about this thing? I don't
Make
think
an Arcana check
I don't think my brain.
or a history check.
Let's start with Arcana. I don't think he's smart enough to handle that thing.
It is a powerful magical item that exerts, fair to say, necromantic magic mostly,
Maybe Caleb
but like a lot of it. Like it is very, very powerful.
Caleb is so much better suited for this. Sturge knows this. He is
Artemisia knows legend lore. I don't know if Sturge would have reason to discuss that with her, but
Oh, he would not. He's not gonna. He's going to put the bag back under the bed and mage hand the hand of Vecna into his own pouch, and then he's going to go talk with Caleb. Just
Okay. In what circumstance does he find Caleth? Emily?
Trancing up in the rafters. Like a bat.
So, time out for a second. Sturge, I got to think about this. So he is a fiend for magic, but he also knows he's not the brightest of the wizards, nor the most powerful. He's only a 5th level wizard. And he knows enough to know that this thing will exert control over him, probably, or it will try to. And he doesn't have he's not that smart. I mean, he's smarter than most people, but 14 intelligence, it's not going to be, I don't know. I don't know enough about the damn thing.
Your other self managed just fine. I'm just saying.
Does that other self, was that the hand?
That's definitely the hand. Your alternate self definitely has attuned the hand.
Oh, it was the same hand, yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's just this is just an information gathering thing at this moment. Caleb, what do you know of? Does Sturge know that the book he has, the Book of Stilled Tongues, is somehow connected to Vecna?
Nope.
Okay, never mind then. What do you know of the hand of Vecna? I was looking at one of my fragmentary images in the mirror, and he seemed to be wearing it. What does it do, and does the wearer become possessed with the old spirit of the Lich, or what happens?
Hey, let's make a history check or an arcana check, either one.
I'm going to give her a 17 on that because I have one more 17.
Wow.
You don't need to do that. I rolled an 18.
Oh, okay.
All right.
It's a 28 then.
Seldom is the name of Vecna spoken except in a hushed voice. Vecna was, in his time, one of the mightiest of all wizards through dark magic and conquest. He forged a terrible empire. She rattles this off like it's an old bedtime story. For all his power, Vecna couldn't escape his own mortality. He began to fear death and take steps to prevent his end from ever coming about. She starts getting more excited. Orcus, the demon prince of undeath, you might have met him, maybe not, taught Vecna a ritual that would allow him to live on as a lich. Beyond death, he became the greatest of all liches, even though his body gradually withered and decayed. Vecna continued to expand his evil dominion. So formidable and hideous was his temper that his subjects feared to speak his name. He was the Whispered One, the master of the spider throne, the undying king, the lord of the rotted tower. Some say that Vecna's lieutenant Kaz coveted the spider throne for himself, or that the sword that his lord made for him seduced him into rebellion. Whatever the reason, Kaz, the Undying King, brought the Undying King's rule to an end in a terrible battle that left Vecna's tower a heap of ash. Vecna, all that remained were one hand and one eye, grisly artifacts that still worked to seek the Whispered One's will in the world. It gives you the sense that that was like a canned speech that she just had memorized, because it's like,
It's
you
like
know,
in high school when you have to memorize the
Exactly.
soliloquies.
or the Gettysburg Address or something, you know. Yeah. To attune the hand, you must lop off your hand at the wrist and press the artifact against the stump. The hand grafts itself to your arm, becomes a functioning appendage. Amazing, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it?
It's not like it has any will of its own or tries to bend you towards its own influences like the One Ring or anything like that.
It's not. You're saying it's not like that. Hmm? All right, Sturge is thinking carefully. What he's really thinking is, if we're fighting a god, you don't give the Hand of Vecna on Sturge, although he has, obviously, he's lacking a hand, is not the same weapon it would be on Caleb. Caleb is already casting 6th or 7th level spells, has greater intelligence, and an understanding of necromancy. Sturge likes magical toys, and this is sort of the ultimate magical toy. He's got a lot of thinking to do.
All right. Well, we can leave you to think about it for a bit. And perhaps this is a good time for us to say that that's all the time we have for tonight. And we shall see what happens with the quest to redeem / destroy Myrin in the subsequent session. We'll see what happens. I have been excited to be the DM of this campaign, bringing it to a finale. Our next session, which I think is going to be later this month, if we can make all the scheduling work. We all have a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, the weather has been difficult too. If that works, it'll be later this month, so keep your eyes peeled. You can find me on Twitter as long as it lasts, and at other social medias, and at my website, which is myname.com. Do enter that dice giveaway, because at the end of our outro, we will draw a winner. Take it away, Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. You can follow me on Twitter at Erin M. Evans. You can join me on Mondays at 1:30 p.m. Pacific on this channel for Concentration Check, a co-writing space where we can all get some work done together. You can also listen to my podcast, Writing About Dragons and Shit. A new episode comes out every Wednesday. I should check and make sure that episode came out. Also, my book, Empire of Exiles, is now available in bookstores everywhere. If you are sitting on a nice little gift card from the holidays, may I suggest Empire of Exiles?
Not regret it. I've been Rhiannon Held. Check out my Amsterdam Institute series of space opera novellas under RZ Held. It will be complete, hopefully, within the next month or two, all 6. So if you like complete series, it will soon be complete. And tonight, thank you to our moderators, Rumpus Imperator, Myrin Doug, Shaydark Song, and Seldarine.
Yo, I am Yang Yang Wang. First of all, thank you so much, Monk of Greyhawk, for your subscription, plus your 10 gift subs. We really appreciate you supporting our channel. We're really glad and are happy to have you as part of our community. For everybody else, there is one last call to try to win a set of dice from Norse Foundry. It's going to be the Dead Man's Gold set. Use the command !ticket if you have not already. And we'll do that drawing in a bit after everybody finishes their outros. Oh, thank you so much, Myrin Doug, for the bits. We freaking appreciate it. 1,000 bits from Myrin Doug.
Oh, wow. Woo! Awesome.
Right on.
I have a link to the dice set. I'm going to share it in the chat. Okay, awesome.
Cool. I'm Steve Merlino. Thank you very much for watching. I'm completely blown away by, for the very first time in 40 years of playing D&D, I've never seen the Hand of Vecna come. It is. That's pretty amazing. So yeah, I got a lot of thinking to do.
Oh wow, Original Angston, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you
More
so
subs.
much.
It's because of the Hand of Vecna, right? Yeah, buddy.
I've been Emily Tang, and Steven says what I normally say, so I have no idea what to say now.
Oh,
bye.
Awesome.
Well, Kayla's just said a lot about the Hand of Vecna, so appreciate that. Okay.
Oh, wait, I forgot one thing I'm supposed to say. thank you again to our sponsor, Idle Champions of Forgotten Realms. Check them out at idlechampions.com. And if you like Vecna, he's in the B-side Grand Tour that is coming out, I guess, still. I don't know. I get confused about when things come out. So I recognize that. Check them out at idlechampions.com.
Okay, I am about to close the giveaway. Unless there's somebody else that wants to make another announcement.
Nope.
All
I
right.
don't think so. I think we're good.
Closing it now. And I'm about to draw a winner. And that winner is, congratulations, Cruciferous Kale.
Woo!
You won yourself an
Excellent dice.
11-piece set of the Dead Man's Gold
Nice.
from Norse Foundry. We'll be in contact with you
Nice.
via Twitch.
Thanks, everybody. Rhiannon, take us out.
Okay, it's time. Until next time, may your rolls and your word count be equally high.